Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jack Hyland, co-chair of the Teachers College Board of Trustees.
Good afternoon. As co-chair of the Board of Trustees of Teachers College, I have the honor of officially opening today's ceremony. On behalf of the entire community of Teachers College, I welcome you to the 2015 Masters Convocation. It is now my very great pleasure to introduce the President of Teachers College, Susan Furman.
Good afternoon, and welcome to the most joyous occasion on the calendar of Teachers College, when we honor the talented, energetic, and dedicated women and men ready to lead the charge into the future. Congratulations, graduates, you made it. Congratulations as well to those who helped you make it to this day, our outstanding faculty and dedicated staff. And of course, congratulations to your families and partners. Graduates, please join me in thanking them for their indispensable support. I want to take a moment to recognize someone very important to everyone at TC. Waverly Kennedy, TC's dedicated boiler room engineer, is celebrating his 50th year at Teachers College, and fittingly he led the President's procession today. As guardian of the utility plant at TC, the energy source for the entire college, he literally has his finger on our pulse. Thank you, Waverly, for your devotion and commitment to Teachers College. This is a wonderful day in so many ways, a day to reflect on what you've accomplished here at TC and to look forward to what you will achieve in the years ahead. And of course, this is a day to celebrate. You've studied long and hard, and now you should be proud of all that you've accomplished. We certainly are. The range of areas you represent is fascinating, and I know the directions you choose will be equally so. Some of you will put your talents and TC education to work in research laboratories, government agencies, and non-governmental organizations. Others will take your knowledge of human development to publishers and software companies, or work on instructional applications of computers and related technologies. The burgeoning need for expertise in evaluation and statistics will bring some of you to jobs in quantitative analysis of educational and government data. And some of you took advantage of TC's new emerging work in learning analytics and educational data mining, an exciting new frontier. Some of you will take your math and science pedagogical knowledge to prepare students and teachers, while others will address the growing global concern about improving education, moving beyond access to quality, and understanding diverse cultures. Many of you will go on to become leaders of schools, colleges, systems, corporations, and perhaps even nations. Wherever you are headed, I know you will find the right fit for your talents and knowledge. Your TC experience has not only prepared you to adapt to fast-moving changes in your professions, your fields, and society, but also to address even the most daunting problems intelligently and confidently. At TC, the paths you have taken represent both recent TC history and work we've been at for a very long time. At the turn of the 20th century, James Russell, our first dean, came back from abroad and began an international studies program. In fact, he's viewed as the creator of the field of comparative and international education. You are part of a great history, following in the footsteps of visionaries like Russell and more recent ones like George Bond, a distinguished anthropologist and African studies specialist, and Jack Mezzera, who transformed the field of adult learning, both of whom we lost recently. And then there's Morton Deutsch, now 95 years young, who championed the cause of global peace and established the TC International Center for Cooperation and Conflict Resolution. Two of our current faculty, O. Roger Anderson and Bruce Vogeli, in science and mathematics respectively, have recently celebrated their 50-year mark as TC professors. They too create paths for you to follow. While I know the great work you did here will take you in your chosen direction, your most valuable ticket may be the philosophical framework that underlies everything we do at TC. Early in the college's life, Russell set out the principles that future leaders like Lawrence Kremen carried on. I think the principle that's particularly instructive for us today was Russell's establishment of, quote, training, which would enable the student to see the relationships existing everywhere in the various fields of knowledge, even in the unity of all knowledge. This opened the door from the very early years at TC to offer courses in nutrition, psychology, nursing, and other fields not traditionally connected with educational preparation. And this appreciation of the relationship among all knowledge is what attracts the most interesting and gifted students and world-class faculty to Teachers College. But knowledge can only powerfully advance society through meaningful application. As you well know, there are no simple answers at the root of most problems, certainly not those that challenge us generation after generation. The long, hard work is in building and rebuilding a more just and humane world. Teachers College helps to create a foundation for you, but ultimately you must continually sharpen your thinking and understanding and apply your knowledge to fight ignorance, injustice, and inequities. You've shown us you can do just that, and we're more hopeful, knowing the world is in your hands. Every era has its defining struggle. Your time at TC may well be defined by the persistent racism, growing inequities, and community conflicts that have been confronting our country. This year has made us reflect more than ever on the role of a school of education in advancing social justice. It has never been clearer that TC's efforts, whether in research, clinical investigations, studies, all must be in the service of a greater good. You've been challenged by all that's going on around you, but you've risen to that challenge. We're proud of your commitment to bringing what you've learned and all that you understand to bear on these problems. You did not run from them, and you were not just a part of the conversation, you led it. The Civic Participation Project stands as a testament to your commitment to action. You worked side by side with faculty to build a safe space, to look at what was happening around the country and to give voice to the outrage and frustration. This work that many of you helped begin will remain very valuable to the TC community. Graduates, you're part of a great history, following in the footsteps of the founders and leaders who nurtured this institution as a world-renowned center of new ideas, practices, and fields of inquiry. Each of you has your own unique path within whatever program you choose, and you will create the new fields of inquiry in the future. Take Kristen Villanova. While the experiences that determine a career usually happen in stages and sometimes are only visible in hindsight, for Kristen, that process has come together with unusual clarity, aided by her own determination and some exceptional mentoring here at TC. As an undergraduate at the University of California at Davis, Kristen became interested in the growth mindset theory advanced by Carol Dweck, which holds that intelligence and ability are not fixed, but instead can be improved through hard work and experience. At TC, Kristen used the innovative mathematics software created by her mentor, Professor Herb Ginsberg, to test her theory that adults prepared in a growth mindset will challenge themselves to learn more from an assigned mathematical task than those with a fixed mindset outlook, likelier to focus on simply getting it right. Though she did reach conclusive publisher results, Kristen's takeaway is a clear sign of her own growth mindset, that it's far more valuable to have learned the research process and gained insight into how to better structure inquiry in the future. With her freshly minted TC Master's degree in Cognitive Studies and Education, she will begin employment with Mindset Works, a company that translates lessons from leading universities that schools can use to increase student motivation and learning. And the founder and board director of Mindset Works, none other than Carol Dweck. Kristen, brava. How about Enoch Kim? Enoch is receiving his master's in instructional technology and media. He's already achieved much in his chosen field. Born in Korea, Enoch grew up primarily in Kazakhstan, where his parents were NGO workers in the roughest neighborhoods of Almaty and where he attended schools and learned Russian. He went to community college in California and then graduated from Cal State Long Beach. He came to TC with two goals: to become an educator and to pursue his childhood passion for video gaming. And sure enough, he's launched a startup with cohort colleagues and alumni making educational games and is well on his way to building a successful business, already making games for major clients. Well done, Enoch. Julie Dunn is graduating with her master's in international educational development with a concentration in African education. She was drawn to the field after serving 2 years with the Peace Corps as a teacher trainer in Gambia. Her 4 years as an elementary school teacher here in New York guided her work abroad. Her coursework at TC provided Julie much learning and reflection on her Peace Corps and teaching experiences. She believes the diverse student body enriched her experience beyond everyday classroom experiences. She's not wasting any time getting to the next phase of her work. This Friday, Julie will be making a return trip to South Sudan to assist with teacher training and research projects she's been working on with TC professor Sandra Schmidt. We wish you well, Julie. Allison Taylor has a background in corporate investigations, anti-corruption consulting, and compliance training. That doesn't sound like our typical TC student, but the college has been exploring ways to bring knowledge in areas like organizational and social psychology to a broader group. Allison says finding TC's Executive Master's Program in Change Leadership, also known as XMA, was life-changing. A native of London who got her MA in International Relations from the University of Chicago, Allison had run into the proverbial wall in her work. She recognized that studying organizational psychology at TC could help her be a more effective manager and leader. She joined 24 colleagues from around the world from the corporate, nonprofit, and public sectors in a one-year program that offers a combination of experiential and academic components. Allison said the program gave her a really effective framework for looking at organizational challenges and a powerful vehicle for change in herself. She credits XMA and Professor Deborah Numair for giving her the tools and the confidence to make a career change. In January, Allison was hired as a director in advising services for BSR, Business for Social Responsibility, a global nonprofit business network and consultancy dedicated to a just and sustainable world. I would call that a year well spent. These are just a few of the amazing stories I could share. Today, graduates, you become TC alumni. There's really nothing more important to TC's success than the success of our graduates. You now belong to a group 90,000 strong, representing an incredible cross-section of geography and accomplishment. Our alumni are doing exciting work across diverse fields, directing policy initiatives at the White House, producing Emmy award-winning children's television programs, and launching child obesity initiatives in poor communities, to name a few. They share a passion for shaping new paths, creating a healthier and more just and prosperous world for all. You're in good company. As our students show us, and as this spectacular space makes us appreciate, there are no limits to what is possible in the hands of creative minds. Dr. Maxine Green, the eminent TC educational philosopher we lost last year, reminded us that It is through imagination that we become wide awake to possibilities. Here's my message for you today, building on Maxine's words and our shared pride in all that you've learned here. As a graduate of Teachers College, you have the foundation to become whatever you choose to, limited only by how far you let your imagination take you. Within every one of you lies the capability, a capability sharpened through your experience of bridging theory and practice at this great institution to solve the difficult problems facing society today. Graduates, you are the agents of change. The world needs you more than ever. This is your call to action. We wish you the best in the next chapter of your lives. Thank you. We've now reached the moment in our ceremony when we honor an extraordinary individual whose life's work has advanced the cause of education while upholding TC's core mission to foster excellence and equity across the fields we serve. Among those honored at past ceremonies were Archbishop Desmond Tutu, Coretta Scott King, Senator George Mitchell, Pete Seeger, Thomas Friedman, Gail Collins, Spike Lee, Linda Darling Hammond, Temple Grandin, and the Reverend Dr. Calvin O. Butts. This year, we honor 4 preeminent scholars and practitioners, Drs. Deborah Lowenberg-Ball, Kent McGuire, Luis Moll, and John Ioannidis. I am pleased to welcome Dr. Marie Maville, TC Professor of Psychology and Education and Chair of the Department of Counseling and Clinical Psychology, to introduce our medalist, Dr. Luis Moll. I ask Provost Tom James to join Dr. Melville at the podium. Thank you.